Welcome to Battle Truth, and my point of view. Oh, no, you? So I'm not a hater. I can only give you the facts that's written on these papers. And since we have no dealing, therefore the court can care less about your feelings. I'm the Honorable MallikiBaker, your Honorable, I'm writing down. I'm your Honorable MallikiBaker, your presiding judge, chairman, and spokesperson for the One United Front. You are my witnesses and jury. You may be seated. Court is now in session. Let's talk about it. So Hollow the Don will be facing off against K-Shine Summer Madness 11 coming up, after coming off a devastating loss to Rum Nitty. Something I just need to address with Hollow the Don, man. I just want to address this, bro. Listen, man. You don't really have them many battles on your resume. And this is why I don't understand how people was actually trying to put shade on me for addressing and saying that Hollow the Don is not the GOAT, or isn't considered to even be the GOAT, or even a Mount Rushmore candidate. When you looking at the footage, the resume and body of work and impact on battle rap, that makes all these things valid when you doing these arguments. So with that being said, I'm sitting back and I'm just looking at this resume and I'm just saying, like I said in the beginning, and it's even worse. I said this 5 years ago. It's even worse now. 5 years later, it haven't even got better. It got worse. It got worse. My thing is, when it comes to Hollow the Don, he got this unorthodox style that's different, can't be matched, that makes it. That's one thing. Look, I'm not gonna only criticize. I'm gonna tell you what I do like. I like that that's his. Nobody else have it. He good at it at times, and sometimes it's like a gift and a curse. Sometimes it hurt him, sometimes it worked for him. But for the most of it, it hurt him. I think what actually helped Hollow and what made him a favorite is his personality and character, and the illusion that he gave to people who didn't really know him, like the stuff we know now, that made him a likable person to be around, that made him a likable person to accept. But when you see a brother like him, you be like, man, that's a cool brother, you believe. And then when these things start coming out him on what he did to Duck them, and what he did to Math, and shady things like that you be like, okay. But before that came out, his character and personality skyrocketed him to the point that it surpassed his battle rap. It was his character and personality that made people just like him, accept him, and say, you know what, man, you the GOAT. Even though his body of work couldn't back up the accomplishment that they were trying to give him. I'm saying it to say this. Hollow is a good battle rapper. I'm not going to say he trash, because he not trash. He a good battle rapper. He just not a GOAT, or even in the conversations of what I believe, what validates and qualifies you into being in those conversations. I don't think nothing he do put him in those conversations. He have had battles where he did good, but his body of work consists of 80% losses on his resume. He lose the majority of all his battles, just like Surf. Surf will never be in that conversation. As entertaining as Surf is, he will never be in that conversation. And I'm saying, you got K-Shine coming up, who coming off a terrible loss against Chilla Jones, but who's still one of the most feared battle rappers in battle rap, coming off a 3-year run of no losses. I'm saying that to say this. When I'm looking at Hollow body of work, this just look bad, bro. Like, for instance, he lost against Bird. He lost against Lux. He lost against Surf. He lost against Disaster. He lost against Tay-Rock. He lost against Pat Stay. He lost against Arsenal. He lost against Mav Hopper. He lost against John the Don. He lost against Danny Myers. He lost against Rum Nitty. These are a lot of terrible losses. A lot of terrible losses. You did beat Clips, though. You did beat Clips, though. And you did beat Arsenal in part 2. You did beat Arsenal in part 2. And you did beat, I believe, Pat Stay in part 1. You beat Pat Stay in part 1. Pat Stay beat you in part 2. Your wins on records, you only got like 5. You only got like 5 or 6 wins. The rest, you just getting smoked throughout your whole entire career. You need to start winning these battles, bro. You need to start winning these battles. You need to dig a little bit deeper. You need to be more creative with what you do, because you make too much money to not be living up to the potential of what you getting paid and not delivering also. You're not delivering, brother, on this money that you're getting paid. Like, at one time before SmackDown started giving out money, this man getting like $30,000 a battle. Because, you know, that's smart business. He know how to brand. I'm going to give you credit on that too, Aldo. You do know how to market. I think that's excellent. When you're able to market and brand yourself, just like Surf, even though you got a bad battle rap record. You got a bad battle rap record, but the way you carry yourself and do business, it puts you in position to still be one of the highest paid battle rappers in battle rap, even though you lose. I think that's good when you can get away with stuff like that. Just like Cassidy. Same thing Cassidy do. Be getting blasted. Be getting blasted. But he able to turn it into a plus because you know how to carry and market and promote yourself. And that's one thing Hollow been good at doing. Cassidy been good at doing. Surf been good at doing. As bad as they lose and get smoked, they know how to make it up on the other end and turn it into a plus. So you got to respect guys who know how to do that. You got to respect guys who know how to do that, because if they didn't know how to do that, they'll be done. They'll be smoked. They'll be smoked and they'll be done. But they know how to turn it into a plus. They took lemons and made lemonade. So you got to honor guys like that who know how to cover their losses and make up for their losses and do it on another end. Sort of like in the NBA. If you ain't good at scoring, you better make it up on the defensive end to keep you in the game. You still can have an impact on the game and impress the coaches enough to buy more time for you. So they able to make it up on the back end when they not delivering on the other end. So I'm going to give him credit on that, because that definitely says a lot. That definitely says a lot. But Hollow, you need to win these battles. You're not winning these battles. And you have a lot of people that support you. You have a lot of people that reverence you as being one of the GOATs and in that conversation. And I think it's unfair. You know what? I would say this to you. See, I got to say this about Hollow too. I got to give him his credit. I'm going to give him his credit. I'm not going to really say it's unfair if it's just you just not that good to deliver like that. But I would say this about Hollow. I can't say he don't give his all. He just probably ain't as talented as the ones we see who actually cold. But I can't say he haven't given his all, because I will say this, even though he haven't evolved, if I'm saying the best hollow I ever saw, it's the same hollows I get every battle at the same time. I can say that. I can honestly say that. The best hollow I ever saw, oh, I forgot he beat Big T too. The best hollow I ever saw is the hollows I always saw. The hollows I always saw. So he haven't evolved and changed anything from what he was doing when I first saw him. He's still that same hollow. He haven't evolved nothing. So I can't say he ain't gave his all if that's what his all is. If that's what his all is. But I can say, it's crazy. I can say he may have given his all. He always give his all, because he don't choke in battles. He freestyle and rebuttal. So he probably is giving his all. It's just not to the satisfaction of entertainment level that we consider giving your all, when he probably is giving his all. That's probably the best he can do, the best he can give. So I guess we have to commend him on that he's coming with 3 full rounds, not choking, and can freestyle and rebuttal, even though he not winning these battles. At least he is being consistent. At least matter of fact, let me look at this record. Even though he lost to a lot of these people, let me just examine his record and just see something. Let me just see something. Let's walk through it, y'all. Him versus Verb was a 2-rounder. How did he do in that battle? Was he bad in that battle, even though he lost both rounds? No, he wasn't bad in that battle. He was actually all right in that battle. So I would give him credit on that. I'm going to put a C on that for credit on that. He did good in that battle, even though he lost. Him and Lux. Was that a good battle? Even though he lost to Lux. He did good in that battle too. He did good in that battle too. But he lost. So I'm going to give him credit for that too. That's 2 for 2. Him and Surf. Was that a good battle, even though I had him losing to Surf? Yeah, that was a good battle. He probably had 1 round that wasn't good, and I think it was that round. He was like, you know what else I don't like about Sue? When Sue did, you know what? When he did all them Sues and it got real corny, I didn't like that. But apart from that, his other 2 rounds was good. But even though he lost to Surf, that was a fire battle too. He did good in that, so I'm gonna give him credit on that too. Him and Disaster, I'm not gonna lie, he did good in that battle too. Even though Disaster beat him and made a rap longer, which he definitely did. I had Disaster winning that battle, but Hollow wasn't bad in that battle neither, so I'm going to give him credit on that. Hollow and Tay-Rock. Tay-Rock beat Hollow, but Hollow was good in that battle too, so I'm going to give Hollow credit on that, even though he lost. Even though he lost. Hollow and Paste, part 1, Hollow blasted Paste. That's when he did the backstroke thing. That was fire. He blasted him in that, so I give him credit on that. But in part 2, Paste beat him in part 2. Hollow was okay in that. He wasn't really that good in that one, but he was okay. I'm going to give him credit on that, I guess, in part 2. So, part 1 against Arsenal, Fight Club, that was an okay battle. Hollow wasn't bad, even though he lost to Arsenal in sudden death. I'm going to give him credit. He did good in that. And in part 2, he did beat Arsenal in part 2. That first round was ridiculous. I'm going to give Hollow credit on that too. So he beat Arsenal in part 2, got his revenge back, but Arsenal beat him in part 1. But Hollow was good in both them battles, so I'm going to give him credit on that. Controversy time. Hollow versus Math. Math won that battle. I had Math winning that battle 2-1. I say controversy because of this. people were trying to hate. I think it was more hate on Math's behalf rather than Hollow, because they were trying to say, and though Hollow didn't care about the battle, he just gave it away for Math. He really wasn't that good. That wasn't true. I listened to that battle, I watched it, and then again, it's no different than all the other Hollows I done heard. So it was the same Hollow. He just wasn't good enough that night to beat Math like he was these other guys, even though he was good in this battle. I actually had Hollow, I believe, winning that first round versus Math. And I gave Math the second and third, even though Hollow was good in those battles, but I still gave it to Math second and third, but had Hollow, I believe, winning the first. And Hollow was good in that battle. So Hollow, I got Hollow good in that battle too. Him and John, he was okay in that battle. He was good in that battle. It just wasn't good enough to beat John in that battle. So I'm gonna give him credit on that, but John won that battle too. Him and Danny Myers, he was okay, but Danny Myers demolished him bad in that battle. Hollow was okay. Can I give him credit for being? I guess you can give him credit, because as long as he ain't trash. So I give him credit for that too. Him and Rum Nitty, he lost bad to Rum Nitty. He was okay in the battle, but he lost bad to Rum Nitty. He lost bad to Rum Nitty. So I'm going to say Rum Nitty beat him, but Hollow was okay in that battle. His first round was ridiculous. That unorthodox style is just very creative when he can be. Sometimes it hurt him because he crammed a lot of unnecessary words in it. See, that's the thing that hurt Hollow. When Hollow rapping with that unorthodox style, he crams so much in it that it hurts him, because he have these moments where he don't know how to stop and take out certain things. Like he'll have a moment where he do a roasting session and he do it too long that it becomes boring. Like the first 1 or 2 jokes will be funny, but once it get to the 5 and 6, the 4, 5, and 6, it get corny that it hurt the whole scheme. Same thing with his unorthodox style. Like he'll be rapping, it'll be different, it'll be versatile, because he'll be doing different flows and rhythm, but he'll say a lot of filler and unnecessary things that'll throw off that whole flow. So it's not controlled and regulated to the point that while he's rapping, it's structured properly to have the effect to take him over the top. And that's what hurt him in losing a lot of these battles. Ooh, that was a cold breakdown, wasn't it? But it's facts and it's true. So I'm seeing him in these battles, and he actually been doing good in these battles. It reminds me of how Rum Nitty used to be. Y'all remember how Rum Nitty was getting a lot of slack for not winning the battles, even though he was good in them. He just couldn't. It'd be a lot of 2-1s edged to the ones he was going against. That's what it looked like going on in this Hollow thing to some degree. But like I said, he beat Clips, so he was good in that battle. He lost to Young Ill, but I can't say Young Ill beat him, because he lost to Young Ill, even though Young Ill did beat him in that battle. But they was all New York judges, and they hated on Young Ill. So I got to give Hollow the win, because it was actually a judge battle. But all New York judges went for Hollow, and Hollow won that battle against Young Ill as a result of that. Big T, one of the battles that a lot of people give Hollow praise on. That was a fire battle, funny. So he beat Big T. So for the most part, Hollow overall is good. He just don't win. He just don't win. His win rate is not efficient enough to put him in these categories of being a GOAT. So it's more so Hollow the Ghost, because he gets smoked and killed in a lot of these battles. But I can't say to his credit, he was good in these battles. So what this showed me is you can book him and he's going to deliver with his 3 rounds and be creative. He may not win, but you can't go wrong in booking him. But Hollow, you need to start winning these battles. You're losing a lot of these battles. You losing a lot of these battles. Oh, I forgot, he beat Joe Budden too, but do we really count that? So he losing a lot of these battles, but I don't know. He got K-Shine coming up Summer Madness 11. 9 times out of 10, depending on how, I'm gonna do a breakdown on that. But he may lose that battle too. But from what the records show us, we can expect a good Hollow, just not a winning Hollow. So I don't look at you as being Hollow the GOAT, greatest of all time, but I definitely look at you as being Hollow the Ghost. You get smoked. With that being said, it's your boy Battle Truth. Name my judgment, that's a question is yours. Hit the link in the description box. Subscribe to Battle Truth. Hollow, start delivering, bro. You got to start delivering.